Alright guys, working on a 2022 Toyota Tundra today. 4-door crew cab. It's got lane departure up top. So let's get started. We've already done the pre-scan. We will be doing a recalibration on this vehicle. And so let's go ahead. And this video is just going to be the windshield replacement that we're going over. So let's get started on that. First up, what we're going to do is we're going to go under and we're going to remove any clips and the windshield wipers. So I'll grab my tools. Should be a 14 millimeter. There is no cover on these. It's just the nuts themselves. Put it in our bag. Next up, compress at the hinge. There is a clip right here in the corner. We're going to go ahead and take that out while we're over here. Looks like this needs to detach from the cowl and it can just sit here. We don't have to remove this trim. The cowl's going to have enough room to come out through here. Second one, we're going to want to take that wiper off. So let's move my stool. We're going to compress it right here. We're going to stay clear of the battery terminals. And then same thing over here. Let's just see this. Here's the piece. Just pops right out. You can get under that clip, lift it. That should be it. Sides, just connect it out of the cowl, top and bottom, and then just comes right out. It's just these clips right here on the cowl, and then right here. Same on this side. Two places. Try and put the camera where you can see. All right, and now it's going to come out right here, and there we go. Cowl's ready to be removed. So let's see what else. Okay, it's got those Toyota's famous little, little hooks there on the bottom of the cowl. Just pull up. Sometimes you'll have to take your finger, slide under, and kind of push that hook back a little. But on this one, it's coming off real nice. We're going to put this off to the side. We got heated wiper park area. Let's disconnect that sensor. Alright, and we're done with this step here. Let's go get our blue pry bar if I can find it. We've been having a rain week all week in Mississippi, so truck's a little in disarray because we've had to throw things in because of the rain and shelter or wait it out or move along and come back to the vehicle. It's been a fun week for us. So we'll jump in the vehicle in a moment. Let's get these side clips off. Pretty sure it's just clips back there, and it is. That was real easy. So 5 clips. I'll go over to the passenger side, put this where I can get to it, make sure the door's unlocked. You can do top. You don't have to start at the bottom. These do not slide up underneath anything. It's just going to sit on top. We're just going to put it back here. There's no wind today. All right, Cal. Let's move this clothing out of the way. All right. First thing first, we're going to get the center part out of the cow. Boy, that was easy. I've never had things just fall out like that. That was nice. Secondly, I can already see the orange clip right here, so that tells me that this piece just slides straight down, which is good to know because I've never worked on one of these before, not this body style. So we're just going to slide it down, and there it is. All right, looks like it's going to be a T20 for the mirror. I've got a blue one in my bag, so let's go for that. Ooh, that is the wrong bag. What is this bag doing? This is the bag I want. All right, so we're gonna unscrew the T20. Actually, I unscrewed it too much. Do not unscrew it, just loosen it. That's all you want to do. Slide it off. Lane departure, it's just this bracket that's holding it in. So, seems like it's firm. At the same time, is this one of those brackets that has a second bracket that comes with it? I don't think so. Sometimes, like there's a second bracket here where the whole camera just stays mounted in. But I guess not on this one. Must be thinking of another. So, and then looks like we have a defrosted sensor area here, so we're going to go ahead and take that out. We're going to keep this with the vehicle. We're not going to replace this. All right, that is out. All right, I'm just analyzing the truck, seeing if there's any other obstructions that I need to get off before I move forward. I don't see any, so we're gonna go to the next step, which is stringing it. Get that string on there and get it replaced. Get it taken out of there. Put that right there. All right, my strings. The glue felt nice when I punched through. It's always what I want. Using P8 line, and so I just pull, let's save the pic actually. We just pull to the red in the line. When you get to the red, you stop. Just gonna feel under, because I've never worked on one of these, so I don't know if there's a lip or anything down there that I need to get that line through. I'm not feeling anything with my hands. So we're gonna move on over. Still no lip, everything's feeling nice. On this side, guys, make sure you don't catch these clips here. So make sure your string is between the clip and the glass respectfully. This line has been broken. It's used line. It's not a new one for today's video, so we're just gonna have to go as far as we can. And I almost can get it around that corner down there, but we're going to stop. So we're gonna put our cup here. Now, let me tell you something about these cups, and I'll show you right now. Actually, is what I'll do. Don't put your cup like this, because what's going to end up happening, yes, this has a higher tension on it, on the string, where you would think it's going to hold your cup, but what's going to end up happening is this cup, when you pull your line through and it gets bound in one of these corners, this cup is going to turn, and when this cup turns, and we'll do it unclamped, but imagine it's clamped, it's going to turn, you see what it does? It's going to start rubbing right here. When it rubs that paint, it's going to scratch all this paint right here, and so you'll have a huge scratch mark here. So just go ahead, put your cup in the normal manner, facing towards it. Still got a little ways away from the paint, so when it does start to turn, if it decides to turn, it's not going to scratch that paint on that vehicle. Next up, we're going to grab our shield for the VIN number and those annoying corners, and then we're going to get our drill, put our drill bit in reverse. Now with these lines, guys, they operate in reverse. It does not operate in forwards motion. If you put it in forwards motion, you're just going to unwind the spool. You have to be in a reverse motion on your drills in order for this line to work, to cut this glass out properly. So put our shield down here where the VIN number's at to shield it and protect it. And that is coming out real nice. Don't go all the way down. You want to leave some room for the line to come around this corner here, and because once it gets around that corner, it's much easier than to move your line up here and start cutting this side. And then B, by keeping it up a little bit, you're keeping it off the dash, and so you don't have to run the shield as much by doing that as well. Don't put it all the way up here though, because you do need it to stay kind of close to this corner, so you can get around that corner with ease and not run the risk of breaking the line. Sometimes in these corners on these pillars, you just want to put it right here. I'm gonna move it to the top. Same thing, keep it away. So you see my fist, that's about the length it is. So fist plus a little bit of my thumb. Keep it away a little bit because you want it to go around the corner. It makes it easier. It really does. All right, this is a factory glass, so there should be a clip either right here or it's going to be over here. It already rounded the corner. There was no clip in the corner. That's the third place where a clip likes to be, but it's either going to be dead set of the corner, 2 inches over, or then an additional 3-4 more inches, about 6-inch length over here to the side. Haven't found it yet. Maybe there's not a clip on these newer vehicles. That would be nice. There it was. Clip was right here, so that's probably almost 10 inches. Just moving over to the driver's side. And being that I've got most of the line pulled back now, let's go ahead and move my suction cup. Make sure you don't cut your clips. jump in the vehicle. The reason also, I didn't say this, and I usually say this in my videos, and so I'll say it now. I put, instead of moving this cup from that corner there to over here, I moved the cup down around this bottom area here at a 5th position instead of just doing the 4 corners. And what this does is it allows me to pull the line across the top without catching the ceiling here. So it kind of helps me out where I don't have to use a shield as often. And it does make it nicer whenever you're installing, because it's quick, it's real quick to pump. You're not taking any time there. Right here, what we're gonna do is put a little tension. We're gonna check all this stuff, and we're gonna get our line where it's not catching any of this. And to help, we are gonna use the shield. I'm sitting on it. Maybe right there. And when it popped up there, there's that clip. Gotta get it around the corner. That was real nice. Last position, same thing. Don't hug it, even though you did start it in that corner. Give it a little space away. Again, a fist or something, hand length. Glasses out. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna take the drill out, we're gonna leave the drill in the spider. We're gonna take it off the anchor. We're gonna pull our line back through. Now we're gonna remove the anchor point, and we're gonna drop the spider, and then we're gonna pull the drill and the spider out all together. Inspecting my glass, it did not slip, which is a good thing. If it slips, just push it back up there in the frame where it needs to be setting, so that you can get your Quickset set or whatever set tool you're using and get those in the positions that they need to be down there. I forgot to turn my inverter on today for that cooler. Again, rain just stopped, so we just got out in the field to work today and had to use a tow rope yesterday. Pull one of the guys at the warehouse out. He took the forklift off-roading and got stuck. So I had to pull him out of the mud and grass. All right, glass is cut. Next thing we want is the Quickset tool. I use suction cup number 1. It's not that one. It's gonna be this one. My suction cups are numbered. The reason I use number 1 is it's got a stronger suction to it. It doesn't release as easily as other things. And then there we go. I'm looking for my Quickset. And let me get one of these rags. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the rag down on the hood, and that's just going to make it where this, when the weight of the glass rests on this, it doesn't pull this down onto the paint and scratch the paint. That's all we're doing with the rag. But as I'm setting it up, I'm making sure my rag is staying clear of my suction, so that, you know, when I suction down, I get a good adhesion to this hood here. That looks like it. So we're going to lift the glass up, slide this under. Rags in position. We're going to come on over here to the driver's side. We're going to shut the door. It's not hot, but I'm going to use it anyway. It just kind of cushions my arm, helps me out. Right there. It's just a stadium seating. I got from Amazon for pretty much free. Here's his new glass. Okay, I see the top molding up there. It got cut off. So I'm just comparing the glass right now, and they are the same size and everything. I just like to do that. It just makes me feel a little easier than to get the glass set it out and you start looking at it. I was like, something don't look right. It's happened a few times. Ran the VIN numbers. VIN numbers did the same thing. They told me it was the glass I had. It was not the glass I had. So you can't trust the VIN numbers all the time. There are some vehicles that the VIN number does lie and tell you the wrong thing. I've even ran it through, we use Omega EDI. I've even ran it through Omega EDI and it told me one thing. But the customer was telling me another thing. So I ran it through Everything Auto Glass, or Auto Glass CRM, as what it used to be known as. And that told me actually the correct part number. It told me what the customer was telling me. And so submitted that to Omega EDI, and they thanked me and gave me a $10 reward for finding that error. But sometimes, guys, I guess run your VIN numbers twice in a sense. If you kind of suspect something fishy about it, or if you're going a long distance doing a mobile service in an area that typically you don't respond to or is very far away from your shop, just to have that extra safe cushion to it, that comfort feeling. So this is the trimming phase, if I didn't mention it in the video. On this phase, what you're doing is you're trimming the old urethane off the vehicle, so that when you put your fresh bead of urethane down, the glass is not setting in the wrong position. In this case, it would be setting too high. You want it to set within the frame very nicely. So after trimming all this, I always grab my mess. I don't like leaving it. Even the ones that's in the parking lots, I'm not one of those shops that's gonna leave the glass in the parking lot. I'm gonna do my best to get it all up. That's why I carry a broom and I got a vacuum cleaner. All right, so we're done with that. Next phase is gonna be our cleaning phase. So we're gonna find our shop towels. Take a paintbrush with us and water. It's just water. We don't use a chemical when we're cleaning the pinch weld. So what I find before you spray, just go ahead and dust it. That kind of helps get most of the trash debris off and out, and makes it a little less muddy for you. All you're cleaning is the pinch welds. You want to clean it to where there's no dirt, debris, where your primer and urethane will go. At the same time, while cleaning, I'm inspecting the vehicle and making sure there's no flaps from my from cutting the old urethane off. If there is any flaps, you usually can rub it with your hand and it'll come off. If not, sometimes you might have to pull it, and other times you might have to go and get your razor blade again and cut it. So you got some spots right here that I have nicked. We're gonna definitely, when we prime the vehicle, we're gonna make sure we cover those spots with primer so that it does not rust. We just need to seal it back up. And my cup has released, but luckily it left ring marks on the hood on where it's supposed to go. So let's get that back down, and we'll have to watch that. Temperature changes do affect your suction cups, guys. So if you put it on when the hood's cool, you come back when it's hot, it might not be stuck anymore. Same thing if the glass is really cold and you come back and all of a sudden the glass is much warmer, or you put it on whenever the glass was warm and then the glass is now cold from setting in the winter time, you'll notice that your suction cups are a little looser now. They're no longer as tight as when you suctioned it before, and that could be too in the moments where you just suctioned it. So always check your cups. Don't trust it just because you just suctioned it on there a minute ago. Always check those pumps there. Next up is going to be our primer phase. We're using 5504G primer. And this might be the last of this bottle, and then we'll go to our spare and get some more ordered from the warehouse. All right, we're going to save the primer, the dauber that is. We're going to put this away. I'm just going to throw that away. There was not enough for the next job. I need some water. So let me take a water break real quick, guys. We'll come right back to you. All right, next up, after you prime the frame, we need to allow the time for it to dry, so we are going to prep our windshield for installation. Our glass is right here. We're going to put it in the position that it needs to be to face the vehicle to where if I had a two-person operation, we each grabbed it and just walk it to our respectful sides and set that glass. But what this also allows me to work on the back of my tailgate on the glass in the best position too. Right here in this little curve, I can reach all areas of the glass without really leaning over much at all. And so this is the optimal position that you want to be in. The old glass had heated wiper park area. We went with no heated wiper park area to save some money. Customer is aware of this. This was talked about, discussed in the phone call, and it's been recorded and documented. We're gonna go for our razor blade and go ahead and get that sticker that's on the inside of the glass out and off. Stickers on the outside, much easier to get off once you set the glass. But on this phase right here, these you do not want to try and get off once you set that glass. So go ahead and remove these right now. Just using a regular flat razor blade. I'm inspecting my sensor bracket area here, and it looks a little crooked, like if we kind of analyze it a little bit. So I'm glad we are doing a recalibration on this vehicle so we can get a sensor to realign to the correct position. Next up, let's get our cleaning rag, our cleaner. This is all we use, glass cleaner Sprayway from Amazon. I got the best price where you can buy a case of it. It's cheaper than buying at the warehouse. They're going to take like an extra $10-15 from you. Amazon, you get free shipping on it, the whole thing, for like $29. So much nicer deal. They come 12 to a case. All right, got my tape. I need my suction cups. That's what I forgot. That's when I was over here distracted talking. I get distracted easily. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set our suction cups. Driver's side, passenger side at the top, almost in line with that suction cup up there. So it's gonna be about this position. Put my glass on my stand a little bit better. Let's get that off. Looks like a piece of residue. I'm not seeing any more, but I'm seeing a lot of contamination on this glass. So we're gonna make sure we clean it really, really good. So we're gonna get our cleaning rag. We're gonna start working on the front, on the pinch weld part, the frame where the frit is. We're in a hole. Once you clean the pinch weld, move on to the cleaning phase of the windshield glass itself. And when I just referenced pinch weld there, I'm not talking about that pinch weld. I'm talking about where the pinch weld sits on this glass. So the black zone area, the frit area. Okay. Next phase, primer should be dry up there, so we're going to go ahead and get our urethane out. And we're going to lay fresh feet of urethane, and then we're going to set that glass real quick. Just going to clear the tip of the urethane. Get the old glue out. You need 2 tubes. We use U428+ beta seal. Go ahead and clean the tip here too. You can scrape it against your truck if you want, or you can like this, or you can just pull it off with your hand. Lean over. Just following the old urethane line is all you're doing. Don't alter it in any way. Try and stay true to what they have. The only time I would alter it is if you came upon an area that had some rust before, and if you move it just a little bit down or up, it's an area that was not rusted and looked much better. That's about the only time I would do that. Now, of course, also you need to do rust removal, so just get you a bristle brush, put it on your drill, and go over that rust area, and then prime that whole area there. Put that sealant back on it so that we kind of stop that rust and don't promote the growth of rust anymore. Little overlap. Alright, grab your dauber that you used before. Go to those areas of the vehicle where the connection was broke and just kind of pancake those areas back together. I can't reach that side, so we're going to move. Alright, once you're done with the pancaking, you're ready to do your set phase. So let's do a pre little checklist of our set. First, we want to make sure this door is shut. Secondly, I'm looking at my glue, making sure it's in the positions where I want it. This is for my elbow for when I set that windshield, making sure that's good. Next, I need to check my suction cup over here. That is good. I'm gonna go ahead and move a stool. This truck's a little tall for me, and so we're gonna put a stool right here, just so, and we're gonna check it out. I like that a lot. Feels good. Maybe a little bit further out. And now we're gonna inspect the glass one last time, making sure no damage to the glass, no cracks. Everything's looking good. Suction cups are pumped. I need tape on my glass. I just saw that. So we're going to put our tape on there. Okay, and we are ready to set now. That hood right here, it's so thin, it popped down on me when I was setting. So be careful with that, guys. When you rest the weight of you and the windshield on that hood, don't let it scare you. It did pop up and out as soon as I let off that weight, so that's another plus, good thing. All I did with here was I moved my windshield in more in an up position. It was a little low, liking where it's at, so we're going to release. All right, I got some urethane right there that apparently touched my molding whenever I leaned over and set the glass. We're going to keep it in the up position and we're going to tape it. I need to get this urethane right here, if you can't see, off the vehicle. So I'm going to make sure I'm off these clips a good bit as well. Let's go inspect the other side real quick, and then we'll move to the immediate removal of that urethane that touched. This side looks good. Just gonna fix the tape. Not much pressing down you have to do. The weight of the windshield kind of does that for you guys, so don't think. Standing right here, I can see my VIN number. I get down on the eye level for y'all so y'all can see that. It looks really good. And so I'm happy with this set. Let's go ahead and put this stuff down. I'm going to show you the trick to getting urethane off real quick without hurting that paint. So water. This is the stuff you want to be careful with. These rags right here, these shop tip rags, this will scratch the hell out of a paint and clear coat, but it does great on that. But watch this little trick. Okay, you're going to get it in like probably 2 or 3 swipes. So come up here, spray water. What that water is going to do is going to lubricate all the surface around there, so that whenever this urethane smears, and it will smear, it does not stick to that other body of the vehicle. It's going to come off with one wipe, and then I might have a little residue that I need to get off, so 2 wipes all together if I do this good. So there's our first, and now the second phase. There's our second. And if we look, I'm not seeing anywhere else where there is residue, and I'm checking on my glove and not seeing it, so we are good. We got it all in one swipe. Maybe a little right there. So 3 swipes all together, guys. But that was cleaner than going back and forth scrubbing. If you go back and forth scrub with these shop rags here, you're gonna kill that clear coat, and then you're gonna scratch the hell out of that paint. So just be careful with that. Try not to use that method right there. Try to add a little bit of water beforehand and put it on there. Next up, let's just put the vehicle back together phase. We go ahead and do the side clips. Line it up. Make sure every single one is in their clip, and then just kind of tap it down. I always like to go back a second time and do the taps, because sometimes you find one that did not clip in. Same on the next side. All right, line everything up. Make sure I'm looking down here, making sure that all the clips are in. And now we're going to tap it down. This came up and out, so I'm going to again line these back up, tap them down. Do my double tap back, make sure everything's good, and we're good. We'll get to the inside phase in a moment. I like to do that a little bit toward the end. Let that be my last step. We'll go ahead and raise the hood. All right, that's as high as it's going. Then we're gonna put the cowl back in place. Again, there's no heated wiper park area on this glass. We're in Mississippi. We don't use that feature really any. It does not get that cold in Mississippi to where our windshield wipers are freezing to the vehicles. Having a little bit of trouble getting this to go in and down where I want it to go. Corner to pop up just a tad. There it is. See if we can get this side in now. Where am I getting caught? Oh, it's all on this side. Okay, right there. Sweet. We're in. We just need to get it to line up, and then the whole thing's going to click in. And sometimes audibly you can hear it click in just like that. Sometimes you do not hear it audibly click in, but if you pull on it, you'll see that it is clicked in and it's not going anywhere. Middle needs to go down a little bit further, and that's it. All right, we're ready to put the side clips back in. There's just two, one on each side, drivers and passenger. And then we can go for the windshield wipers, and then the corner moldings of the cowl. And we'll be done. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and click that in. Again, while I was over here, let's get this clicked in. Next is going to be those corner molding pieces. And so here's our passenger side. That's in nice. So what I did was this top part here, this clicks in right here. I put that on first and then I worked it in. That made it a little easier for me instead of trying to fish it up. So just kind of set it on top, push down, and now on the cowl I'm pushing those clips into their positions on where they're hovering above those holes. And once it's there, I just got the bottom one clicked in, and looking at the top one's clicked in as well. And so that is good. Windshield wipers can go ahead and go on, and let's go ahead and move the stool. I don't need it over here right now. I'm gonna need it over here. Probably right here. So we're going to set the windshield wiper, and then we're going to put the next windshield wiper in position. They usually go tip to tip, so that's what I'm looking at. The glass is marked as well, so I'm going to come over here and check my glass. Yep, it's aiming right for those sparks. It's going to be a 14mm socket, and then it's just the screws, the nuts themselves. There's no cap on these. Snug it down, You're not holding down an engine though, so you don't have to tighten it up that much. That feels good to me. Alright, inspecting the engine bay, making sure there's no tools, everything's put back where it needs to be. Everything looks good, so we're going to shut it. Next phase for us is going to be the lane departure. We need to put all those back up into their respective positions. So passenger side is going to be where we want to go. Move my camera so y'all can see all this clearly. Hopefully this is getting a good picture for you. We can go ahead and put the heated part back in, the cover. Alright, gonna work this back through its cable runs. You go down lower, there. And then this just slides on, I believe. Slid right here, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Tuck that cable better. Camera just goes in the slot. It is going to be loose until you put the locking mechanism on it. Just line that up. Not wanting to lock down, so I'm going to make sure I got the camera in the correct position. All right, that's it. The camera's locked down, so there's no wiggle. Next up is going to be our mirror. And slide it onto the tombstone, tighten down the screw. Piece is just going to slide up. Pull the mirror down, slide this mechanism onto, goes in the bottom holes, and then just kind of clicks up. We're done. So I've got a lot of wiping down to do. So that is how you replace the windshield on a 2022 Toyota Tundra. And we're gonna go ahead and get our stand and get the recalibration set up, and then we'll get this glass cleaned before we start that process. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good day.